Hello, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Diego Arroyo, and this is my formal video statement for Florida International University's Master's in Counselor Education. Before we begin, I would like to give some background on myself and who I am. I am a Florida State University alumni who majored in psychology and received a minor in chemistry. I also attended UCF for 2 years in my undergraduate studies before I transferred to Florida State University, and I currently hold my certification as a lifeguard as well as my PADI open water diver certification. One of my proudest accomplishments has been becoming an Eagle Scout and all the dedication that it took over the several years and all the leadership that I needed to exhibit. Some of my favorite hobbies include 3D printing, going to the gym, and reading. With that out of the way, I would like to begin this video by stating that my ultimate goal for this master's program is to eventually become a licensed mental health counselor. I would like to give some context on what drove me down this path, so let's start at the beginning. Ever since I was a child, I've always felt emotions in overwhelming fashions, be it joy or sadness or anger. I always was dominated by my emotions and they always dictated my actions. I also dealt with many irrational thoughts in my childhood, low self-esteem despite good performance in school, an irrational fear of throwing up, and, on a more serious note, ideation of death and existentialism. I cannot overstate how real and unnerving these experiences were for me at the time, and I often found myself paralyzed with sadness or fear of death. However, I had the good fortune of being able to find help and comfort in my own home. My personal counselor and the one who helped me overcome my fear, anger, and procrastination was none other than my mom. My mom, as a licensed clinical social worker or LCSW, introduced me to the field of psychology at a very young age. Though I was a little too young to really understand what she was doing at the time, I knew I was receiving the help that I really needed. And her interventions through our conversations allowed me to blossom in school, find management strategies for my emotions, which could get quite large sometimes, and develop executive functioning skills that I would need in the future. I know firsthand just how important counseling can be for those who are struggling, and without her help, I would not be the person I am today. So, before long, I found myself serving a similar role among my friends and even strangers. I went out of my way to give comfort to those who needed it and spent much of my time in high school and college helping those around me work through their problems. And I found all of this extremely fulfilling, and it helped kindle my passion for psychology even further, which leads me to some of my educational goals and where I would like to go in the field of psychology. My educational goals for the field of psychology are to specialize in treatments relating to ADHD and executive functioning. I would love to eventually contribute to the knowledge base relating to ADHD, and I hope to help bring those who struggle with time management, planning, and staying on task the help that they need. Through this master's program, I would be continuing my educational journey on social paradigms, reactions, addictions, and pathologies. And I've heavily enjoyed both psychology and neuroscience as I've learned them, and I believe this future of counseling will find its way into a blended mix of the two in the coming decades. This leads me into my current position and stepping stone in the field of psychology. Currently, I work as a client care coordinator at a local private practice in my city. My position places me in direct contact with those who are seeking help, and I've witnessed firsthand just how powerful professionals in the field can be to those who need them. An outstanding example of this, and someone who really jumps out at me when I say this, is one of our clinicians. His name is Lewis. Lewis is a trauma specialist, and he cut his teeth working at a trauma center down here in Fort Lauderdale. And through my time as a client care coordinator in this practice, I've been able to watch many of his clients come in and out as they've gone and seen him, and just how impactful these sessions have been. Often, I see Lewis walking out with patients who have tears of gratitude in their eyes, who've finally been able to process the trauma that they've held on to for so long. The virtues, professionalism, and ability to positively change the lives of others are what I strive to achieve in my career, and I'm excited to take on a role similar to Lewis. To this point, my career goals are to become a licensed mental health counselor and to work directly in the field with children, teens, and adults who are struggling. I would love nothing more than to help people work towards making improvements in their lives and achieving their dreams. Furthermore, I plan on eventually opening a private practice where I can where I can bring other mental health counselors on board and provide services to my local community. I would love for my future practice to serve as a cornerstone in the community and help educate those on the importance of mental health. That is why the master's program in clinical mental health counseling here at FIU aligns with my career and personal goals on so many levels. I believe that mental health counseling is a service that is incredibly important and something that I believe all people should have access to. Therapy and counseling can improve the lives of so many across the country, just like it improved my own. The nature of this master's program would better equip me to help serve these populations and work towards improving lives. And with this degree, I would work to help people overcome their current struggles and also equip them for any challenges that they may face. I'm incredibly grateful for my time and experiences in the field of psychology, and I'm excited to be applying for the next step in my academic journey. I'd like to thank Florida International University for the opportunity to apply, and I hope to hear from you soon. Go Panthers!